Okay, the other day I was watching Too Tall Toby demonstrating his first attempt at using Alibre design to create a model, and he was using this part to model, and he stated that there was no symmetry in this model to accommodate the symmetry functions that he likes to use in SolidWorks. But if you take a look at this part, the only thing that's not symmetric are these two features down here on the bottom, this 11mm bump out and this 2mm bump out on the bottom extrusion here. Everything else up here on this main body is symmetrical about a central plane. So what I'm going to do today is demonstrate how to create this part using symmetry for the main body, but then using another feature in the Extrude Boss tool calling Two Geometry with Offsets to create these 11 and 2mm bump outs. So with that, let me open up a part here, and we'll start a new sketch. On the screen, on the XYZ plane here, we'll have a rectangle, and that rectangle is going to be 25 by 64. And we're going to extrude that mid-plane to 78. Okay, so now we've got the basic shape in here, 78 by 64 by, actually it should be 28 here, because we're at 38 and minus 10, so we're going to be 28 here. So let me change this 28. There we go. Now if you wanted to, you could add the circle in that sketch too, and that would give you the hole for free on this first extrusion. But what I'm going to do is come in here, I'm going to add that circle. That's a 15mm, and we're going to be 14mm over, and it's 28 from the bottom, but we're up 10, so we're 18 from the bottom and 14 from the side. So let me get a dimension in here, 14 and 18, and that'll be an extrude cut through all. And then we have our chamfers. Now I could have put the chamfers in on the sketch, but I like to put chamfers and fillets in by using the 3D tools that are in Alibre to affect these as separate features. So we have a 6mm by 45, and then we have a 19 by 30 degree chamfer on the front. So let me get the chamfer tool, and the first one we'll do is the 6mm at 45 on the back edge. And then we'll change this to an angle distance, change our distance to 19, hit tab a couple of times and get 30 on our angle, and select the front edge. Now immediately that shows up as the wrong direction. Now we have a flip option here, but that is not available as long as you have 3D real-time previews on. So click on this to toggle that off. Now you can flip the chamfer and turn your preview back on if you so desire, and click apply. Okay, next we'll cut that radial slot out, and that's going to be 25 deep here. We have a 10mm leg on here with a 41mm radius. So let me go ahead and put that in here. So we'll start a line going horizontal, and then vertical one. This is going to be 25. And then this horizontal is going to be 10. And now we'll switch to our tangent arc tool, select this short line, key in our radius of 41, and then come up and select this endpoint, and it connects that up. Then we'll just make a couple of constraints here to constrain this to the top edge and this to the back edge, and that cut is going to be 78 minus 18, that's a 60 millimeter cut in there. So we'll do an extrude cut, mid-plane for 60, and then we're done with that. And that leaves us with 9 millimeters on each leg here. So now the next step is to put in those two bosses on the back end here. So we'll start another rectangular sketch, and that's going to be 16 by 25. So we'll grab our rectangle, and it's 25 long and 16 tall, and we'll throw a couple of constraints on here. We'll make this coincident on the back plane here, on the origin, on that line, and then we're dimension this from this edge to the origin is 10. And now we're going to do an extrude, going to geometry. We'll select this face, and now we have our face selected in the end target, and we need an offset here of 11. Hit tab, and then hit OK for that. Now for the next side, we're going to start a sketch on the midplane again, and now we're going to do a project to sketch, and we'll grab the sketch from our previous extrusion. We'll maintain the figure type and maintain association to the source. Click OK, and again we'll do an extrusion, going to geometry, select this end face, and again give it an offset of 2 to complete the part. But wait, we have a problem here. This extrusion was cut down in this area. This boss now is in the wrong order. So let me just minimize the stack here. So whenever you have parts that are in the wrong order or features in the wrong order, all you need to do is select them click on them in the Design Explorer and drag them down to the proper location. And now this radial cut goes through this lower extrusion as it should. And the final check here, if we take a look, this is made out of ABS material, and we have a total weight of 99 grams. So if we add material, ABS, and check our material, physical properties, calculate, and we have our 99 grams. So that's a quick how-to on how to use the extrusion to geometry with offset. Now there's one more example that came up with in his models, and that would be in this part here where he has this boss in the middle is 50 millimeters off the bottom, but it also extrudes or goes through this top 7 millimeter ribs on the top. So you can do the math to sketch on here and then figure out what this total length is if you're sketching here. But a quick way to do this again is to use the to geometry with offset. In this case, it's going to be a negative offset. So let me demonstrate that. It's going to be a 42 millimeter boss coming off this bottom plane, and it's 50 millimeters from the base. So what I'll do is I'll take a sketch on this piece here, and we'll draw our circle, and that was 42. millimeters. And now we'll do another extrude. This time it's going to be to geometry. Now we'll select the bottom of our part and then key in our distance here of a minus 50 and click OK. And if we measure that, we're going to be 50 millimeters total height from the top, and then I roll it forward to have our hole going back through there. And again, if we check our material or check our properties, we're at 1441 grams for our total weight on that part. So just a couple of quick how-tos to use true geometry with offset either positive or negative to get your desired results. So hope this helps you in your modeling. Talk to you later.